Welcome back, Truth Seeker. In episode 46 of my weekly podcast, that was January 10th, 2019, covered all the top headlines, including Robert Kraft receiving the Jewish Nobel Prize, known as the Genesis Prize, and talked about why he received it at age 77 and what this award had to do with football. Of course, he owns the New England Patriots, as well as Kraft Foods. Guy named Paul Fagan just told me I needed to cover this story, and I told Paul Fagan I already had, but it reminded me that so many people are not seeing any of my videos because they're not getting any notifications due to Google censorship. Google might be done deleting my channels. I mean, they've deleted me 17 times. I'm on my 18th channel. Now it just seems that they're ghosting my channel so no one finds the videos, even the people subscribed. And they do that by making sure nobody gets any notifications. Nearly 50,000 subscribers, and I'm getting about 1,000 views per video. That's weird. When I first started this channel and had no subscribers, I got more than 1,000 views per video. So it's not hard to see what's going on. But let me build on to what I was already educating about when I posted this story January 10th. So the entire world of news media and sports are scripted together. And other truth channels, such as No Less News, they want to deny this. Lesser minds out here trying to speak truth when they don't really have a clue what's going on. But you see this blurb today. This is from Tom Brady's AFC divisional round win over the Chargers, which was a no-brainer. Chargers in Gematria equals 137. Tom Brady got his 137th home win. It's scripted like this every week. Anyway, notice this paragraph. The Patriots, portrayed so often in recent weeks as doers of pool aerobics and watchers of blood pressure, removed their bifocals and went 83 yards in 14 plays against a Chargers defense that smothered the Ravens a week ago. Let's just start with the 83. Tom Brady's born on August 3rd. They say the best QB draft class ever was the class of 83. That's the big football number 83. Tom Brady born on August 3rd. Peyton Manning born on the 83rd day of the year. These two men were the face of the league for a number of years. Complete joke. But in Gematria, just using the alphabetic order, football equals 83. Now in Gematria, there's more than one cipher. The most simple to understand is the alphabetic order. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3, up to Z is 26. There's 4 base ciphers. The alphabetic order turned around, making Z1 counting back to A is 26. And then those two orders incorporating the rules of numerology. Jewish Nobel Prize, when you turn the alphabetic order around and use numerology, sums to 83. Robert Kraft just received the Jewish Nobel Prize, during the NFL playoffs. And just for the record, Robert Kraft's 77 years old, like how Tom Brady's born in the year 77. Zionist equals 77, so does Judaism, so does power, so does theater. Remember the dancing Israelis on 9/11? Remember when Flight 77 hit the 77-foot tall Pentagon on the 77th meridian 77 minutes after taking off? If you write out September 11th, it equals 77. If you write out United States, it equals 77, and not by accident. The people who established this nation were largely Jewish. There'd be no America without Jewish bankers, and that's a fact. Everything about this nation is done by this code. Every football game is rigged by this code. And understand, a guy like No Less News, he'll be like, well, how could they make the drive 83 yards so perfect? For No Less News, that's just, that just blows his mind. How could they script it that way? If you have a brain and you watch the NFL, you should be asking yourself what's going on almost every NFL return in the last few years now. In the 97th NFL season, they made the touchback 25 yards. 97's the 25th prime number. That's the year where the Super Bowl was on 2/5, and Tom Brady and the Patriots won the Super Bowl as I said they would with a 25-point comeback over the Falcons, where Falcons equals 25, plus a whole lot more. It's all synced up with Lady Gaga on the halftime show. I can tell you a million things about it. But a 25-yard touchback, that's a quarter of the way down the field. If you pay attention, almost all these returners are trying to run the ball out of the end zone. And it's like a mockery, because it used to be a 20-yard, and the returner would almost make it past the 20 every time. I've noticed in recent years, like, these guys are getting the ball inside the 20 all the time now. It's happening more often than not. And you're like, why are they all returning the ball if this keeps happening? Just down it and get it to the 25. Again, it's because everything is a perfect script. When these guys run the ball out of the end zone, they know what hash mark they're going to be tackled at or where they're getting down at. This is how scripted the NFL is. These teams practice and rehearse together. It's not an accident that Tom Brady comes out and in his first drive in this game, which I'm going to get to why it's so special with Tom Brady, he comes out and gets an 83-yard drive. Today wasn't just any old day for Tom Brady. Same ritual as what was going on last year. Remember what happened last year on January 13th? Do you remember? It was the day Hawaii got scared and the Patriots hosted the Tennessee Titans with the star quarterback from Hawaii. And I talked about how on that day in history, the USS Boston had landed on Hawaii. Go back and check the historical records. The USS Boston landed on Hawaii on January 13th in history. You get a Titan missile scare in Hawaii, and then the Patriots bomb all over the Titans and advance to the next round of the playoffs. Anyway, so here we are a year later. Sure, we're getting another ritual with the Chargers. By the way, Chargers equals 43, the 14th prime. You get a 14-play drive. Today had 14-date numerology. Remember, it says that Tom Brady's 71 years old here. They didn't put that by accident. They didn't just come up with because they're making a joke about how Tom Brady's so old and he's really 41, which is ancient for the NFL. But they didn't use the number 71 by accident. Robert Kraft has been a ticket holder of the Patriots since 1971. And we're going to talk about what death was announced today at age 71. All perfect ritual. So, Tom Brady, his birthday is August 3rd. Today was his 38th playoff game ever. His 38th, the reflection of 83. And from his birthday, August 3rd, which can be written 8/3 or 3/8, to today was 163 days later. His full name is Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr., 163. That's the 38th prime number. 38th playoff game today. The Patriots were at 38 points for quite a while before they kicked the field goal, bring it to 41 like his age. 41, the 13th prime on the 13th. We'll get to more about the 41-13 thing. So, the joke about him being 71 years old. Robert Kraft has been a season ticket holder since 1971. And here, I'll just show you this. It was in the article about the Jewish Nobel Prize. By the way, Robert Kraft, he got this award January 9th, 19. Date with 49 numerology. When you write out 77 as a word, it equals 49. NFL's 49. Today, in today's game, with the 83-yard scripted drive and everything else, they brought up his great honor getting this Genesis award. By the way, Genesis equals 33 like Tom. Today had 33-date numerology. But let's see. Where is it? Right here. A Patriots season ticket holder since 1971. Kraft bought the franchise in 94. And then they say the franchise is now worth $3.7 billion. $3.7 billion. Patriots 37, the 12th prime. What numbers Tom Brady wear? Number 12. Remember what they did on Sunday Night Football earlier this year? SNF equals 12. It was the game of Tom Brady versus Aaron Rodgers, two quarterbacks who wear the number 12. And before the game began, they gave a numerology lesson. And what people didn't know is that in Gematria, only one of those quarterbacks' names had a value of 12. And that was Tom, not Aaron. And of course, Tom won. All mocking. So this guy who died today at age 71, the same day that Bleacher Report makes the joke about Tom Brady being 71 years old. He was a member of the Miami Dolphins, the only team to ever have a perfect season. The only team that's ever come close to that was Tom Brady's Patriots, the year they lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. 71. This man dead at 71, and what's his name equal in Gematria? 71. The last news story you'll find about this guy was from November 26, 2014, about him recovering his Super Bowl rings. I guarantee you that story was a load of BS. They do this stuff all the time. It's all ritual. Sure, there's a greater ritual to it, but the point I want to make is the last time he was in the news before his death at 71 was on a date with 71 numerology. This stuff goes on every single day. That's why every single day I can make an hour-long podcast just going through news stories, showing you this is why this story's today, this is why this story's today, this is why this sports game's scripted this way today. So this man, dead at age 71, he died on his 91st day of his age, 13 weeks into his age. 91's the 13th triangular number. This news was announced today on the 13th. Died yesterday, but the news was today. And his name, his surname, Gematria 99, like it's the 99th NFL season. When you write out 13, it's 99. He played for Miami 99. New England with the alphabetic order is 99. Like how New England began the NFL season with 523 franchise wins, the 99th prime number. You know, for no less news, he's down there in LA. Look up your buddy Aaron Donald. He wears the number 99. His name equals 99 with the alphabetic order. His birthday is May 23rd. He ended his holdout this offseason 99 days after his birthday. No less news. Him and I, we had a conversation. He goes, there's no way they could script sports. It's impossible. These guys would come out and they'd be whistleblowers. And he's like, plus, I mean, why would they give up like all the money and incentives? It's like, what? Give up the money? These guys are making more per football game than you're going to make in your entire life, whether they get their bonuses or not. They're not giving up anything. You know, they're living the life, selling out all their fans, letting little children run around with their names on their back, not realizing they don't give a damn about them. All they care about is the money and the fame. No Less News told me that, because I said No Less News, I said, why do you think these guys get paid so much? No Less News goes, because that's economics 101. I go, it is? To overpay for something by, millions of dollars, that's economics 101. Usually in business, you want to get the best price, No Less News, he thinks that, the prices these guys are paid are fair. We have a nation full of great athletes, a lot of them better than the people who are actually on these sports fields getting worshiped, such as Tom Brady. I mean, give me a break. Tom Brady's whole career is a joke. He's slow. He's not agile. There's nothing special about him. The only reason he wins is because every game's scripted for him. The announcer's always talking about how great Tom is while no one's even playing defense on his receivers. It's just a joke. It's a joke. Same thing with Peyton Manning, son of a former QB. Archie of the Aints. And then how did the Aints get their first Super Bowl win? Over Peyton Manning, his son? I mean, come on, you guys. You got to understand, No Less News just woke up to the fact that, things aren't what he thought. Alex Jones isn't the truth. This whole channel now is about, Alex Jones has been deceiving us. He's so upset. He just woke up to this. I mean, hello, 10 years ago. He's so upset that Donald Trump's not the man he thought he voted for. It's like, my God, man, you should have been following my channel. I was showing you how the whole election's been rigged forever. And the reason I'm talking about No Less News so much is because the guy who left the comment said, he made a point about how I needed to cover this story and how Adam Green's doing a better job than me. And I'm just like, dude, I covered this story 4 days ago, man. Watch my videos, Paul Fagan, instead of spamming all this shit everywhere. All Paul Fagan does, that's his actual name, poor guy, Fagan. Always just spamming videos. Watch this shit video here. Watch this shit video here. It's like, dude, I don't want to watch all these shit videos from these shit channels that don't have anything to add to the conversation, who don't have a clue about anything. Yeah, let me go watch the channel that still thinks sports are real and elections are real and politics is real and talks about shootings in the news as if they're real. Yeah, these are who I want to listen to. Telling you, if we could just clear all the crap off YouTube and just have everybody watching my videos, we could actually get somewhere. You know, everyone's fighting over the lies. But anyway, this guy Kuchenberg, number 67, the 19th prime. What did I say about 67 this year? It's going to be deadlier than deadly. It's the blood sacrifice number, but 67 is the 19th prime or 2019. I know I also said it's going to be a bad year for bombs. Bob Kuchenberg, talking about his death today, playing in the same division as the Patriots. Here's what else I can show you about this guy's name, Bob Kuchenberg. Again, this is why you need the multiple ciphers. He's dead at 71, and the next thing you know, the mainstream media is joking about Tom Brady being 71 years old. And I already saw this earlier today. His name equals 118, like Tom Brady and Patriots too. Stuff is not an accident. It is a web of deceit and sickness and scripting and rigging and murdering, Now, again, No Less News thinks it's impossible to script a sports game, even though for 5 years we've been calling championships months and months and months before they happen. What did I say in week 1 of this NFL season? I said in the NFC, it's going to be the Saints or the Rams. Well, it is going to be the Saints or the Rams. They're the NFC championship now. And how did we know that? Not because, of the NFL ratings or the power index, but because of what's scripted and what's in their numbers and what's in the rituals. Drew Brees equals 99. It's the 99th NFL season. We had it figured out that this NFL season would be in tribute to the War of 1812 before the first game of the season was played, and the first score of the first game of the season was 18-12. The War of 1812 ended with the Battle of New Orleans. Battle of New Orleans, 99. We do things on this channel that nobody's ever done before, and seemingly the rest of the truth community makes fun of this work, ignores it, and then, like No Less News makes arguments to say, no, this is impossible, man. You couldn't script sports, even though it's just so obvious. Every week, on the 13th, the Patriots win by 13 over the LA team, 41-28, while Tom Brady's 41 years old. And what's LA equal in Gematria? 41-13. So many knuckleheads out there, they go, well, you're just doing this because you're using 4 ciphers. Okay, I'm using 4 ciphers. Yeah, that I show how systematically work week after week. And oh, by the way, for the first 3 years, I only used 2 ciphers and still achieved pretty much the same thing. 2 years ago, I wouldn't have known that LA equaled 41 in reverse. I wouldn't have noticed that. But I would have seen the 13-point win on the 13th with Tom Brady at 41, where 41 is the 13th prime. But this is just how we know that the reverse is right, because it just fits in so perfectly. It just tucks in so perfectly, And what did they do in this game? What did they do in this game today? They talked about, coincidentally, No Less News would think this is a coincidence. They talk about how the coach who got Bill Belichick into the NFL just died. They bring that up during the game while the Patriots are playing. And RIP to Rick Forzano, the coach who got Bill Belichick on the path he's on. Look at the name Rick Forzano, 41-41. I think the Patriots had 35 points on the board at that time. What I've called the Tom Brady number for 5 years. Tom Brady equals 35. His birth numerology is 35. QB equals 35. And here's another good stat. Patriots go to the AFC title game for the 8th straight year. Comical. 19 is the 8th prime. 2019, the 8th prime. So, No Less News wants to expose Zionism and then act like Gematria is too kooky for his channel. Even though it's a Jewish practice that they use every single day to script every single thing they do. No Less News wants to inform his viewers that Zionism's this big problem, but then legitimize everything that Zionism does. Rig sports, rig elections, murder people. Well, he just wants to dismiss that and ignore it like it's not happening. What's the point of being against Zionism if you don't object to anything they're actually doing? You know, just bitch about Zionism. It seems that the only thing No Less News thinks is that Zionism controls Alex Jones. And why does that even matter? Who cares about Alex Jones? Nobody, for the most part. You know. People always say I shouldn't talk about the other YouTube channels, but they're in the way, man. They're static in the way. I see them as like interference with the truth. And I think people need to wake up to all these shit channels they support, you know? So. No Less News said it's impossible for technology to be used to ensure outcomes of games, as he uses the internet and smartphones. I mean, is it really that hard to, you know, magnetize a ball? Is it that hard? I mean, there's 80s movies from Disney about this. So last week in the Bears game, Al Michaels says it's almost like the poles are magnetized. Yeah, it is. It is. It is. So this one goes out to Paul Fagan, who says I need to keep up with the headlines. Again, Paul Fagan, I've said it to you 1,000 times. Stop spamming every day all these shit channels and videos on every video I post as soon as I post it, and actually watch my video. You know, I always feel bad for that guy every time I read his name. What a cursed name, man. Paul Fagan. So anyway, we'll leave it there. Until next time.